Greetings. Today we're in part 4 of Revealing the True Nature from 2 Peter chapter 2, verses 21 and 22. Even today, it is taught by false teachers, that is the doctrine of works salvationism, either to acquire or retain salvation, because it serves as filthy lucre. Anything that one gains the advantage over another by, to allow them to leverage the unstable souls in order to beguile or deceive these unstable souls into allegiance to them as they approve lustful lifestyles which are clearly contrary to the way of righteousness or God's holy commandments. Romans 1 speaks of exchange of the incorruptible God for a corruptible image from God's creation in Romans 1:23. The male image of Father Creator God is exchanged for the image of a female goddess. In many to most false religions, idolatry in particular, they have a goddess, not a god, and they make female priest instead of male priest. Further, they use sexual promiscuity as part of religious ceremony, both to attract and to manipulate the followers of their false religion. Study Romans 1 carefully. The end result of such a seemingly and simple, as some consider it, a harmless exchange was all manner of deviant sexual sin. Even if it's done in the name of religious worship, God's word still calls it deviant sexual sin. Let me ask you, why is it that the membership of the church that teaches the truth is declining, and the membership of the so-called church that teaches false doctrines is increasing? Because it fulfills the warning of Paul in 2 Timothy chapter 3. Paul warned Timothy that perilous times would become because men would become. And he gives a long list of the manifestations. 2 Timothy 3:1, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, for men shall become lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God. Not one thing in this list concerns the way of righteousness by holy commandments. Everything listed is a perversion of God's plan. Verse 5 goes on to say, the ones doing these things are having an outward form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, from such turn away. We should compare Romans 1:16, where Paul said, for I'm not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of God unto salvation, to everyone that believeth, to the Jew first, and also to the Greek. If the gospel of Christ is the power of God unto salvation, and those of 2 Timothy 3 and verse 5 are denying the power of it, they are apostates. Verse 6 continues, for of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with sin, led away with divers or various lusts, ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge or the acknowledging of the truth. Now, as Jannes and Jambres withstood Moses, so do these also resist the truth. Men of corrupt minds reprobate concerning the faith. Notice the parallel agreement of both Peter and Paul in the leading of unstable souls into sins of captivity by failing to acknowledge God's truth. Most importantly, notice that verse 8 of 2 Timothy 3 declares that the result is following leaders of corrupt minds who are reprobates concerning the faith. We pause here for a word study. The word reprobate, Strong's 96, is the negated form of the word for approved. So reprobate means the opposite of approved. This word, 1384, dokimos, is used in 2 Timothy 2:15, where it says, study, that's diligently study, to show yourself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. 2 Timothy 4:3 warns, for the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers, having itching ears, and they shall turn away their ears from the truth, and shall be turned unto fables.